David Baye here for MuscularDevelopment.com and Iron Mag Labs. We are in Pittsburgh for the 2014 North Americans. I am here with heavyweight competitor Cliff Guthrie. Now, Cliff, for the guys at MuscularDevelopment.com who aren't familiar with you, give us a little bit of background information on yourself, when you got started competing, where you're from, things like that.
Okay. I started competing about 5 years ago, originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma. So traveled up here for that. I qualified last year, winning the heavyweight class at the Ronnie Coleman Classic, and I've taken about the last 14 months to prepare for this show, so coming up. So we'll actually come in a little bit lighter than we did last year, but tighter and bigger and fuller. So.
Now taking the overall at the Ronnie Coleman Classic, that's a pretty big deal for the people who are familiar with that show, which should be almost anybody. One of the biggest NPC shows in the country. As you guys probably know, the Texas shows are just huge, including the Ronnie Coleman. So obviously if you're winning an overall there, worthy of stepping on a national stage. As far as your prep, you working with a coach, something you do yourself, or?
This year, I've spent the entire last year working with John Meadows. We've utilized his mountain dog training, his mountain dog dieting. We've worked really close one-on-one together. It's just been great. There's been a lot of unorthodox things that I've never done before. I've typically been a real volume training guy and whatnot, and not incorporated a whole lot of carbohydrate into my diet. This year, everything has changed, and there's days when we're having 600 and 700 grams of carbohydrates even while dieting, and training body parts 2 and 3 times a week. And it's just something different, and it's worked,
Yeah, that's kind of what I was just going to go into. I mean, I don't think there's anybody who really questions John's credibility as far as his training knowledge and stuff. But for guys who have been at it a little longer, we kind of have tried this and tried that, and you kind of wonder sometimes, okay, is switching it up at this point going to make that much of a difference? Now, when you switched up your training, tell us about some of the differences that you saw in your physique.
Right off the bat, just by changing the training style and not necessarily worrying about, I got to get 4 sets of this and blah, blah, blah. The physique stayed fuller. I stayed harder. I've been able to eat so much more, staying leaner while doing it. Like I said, just the muscular development, it just changed the way the muscle grew this year. Like I said, instead of incorporating so many grams of fat and utilizing more carbohydrate this time with his training style, it just made a world of difference. The stamina to get through the workouts and to recover from is just unreal. Usually I would be sore for 5, 6, 7 days after just this grueling workout. Now it's 2 days and I'm ready to go. So we hit it again. We hit legs again in 2 and 3 days, and it's just perfect.
All right. Now, what did we weigh in at for? What did we weigh in at for this weekend? Excuse me.
194 even. So at the Ronnie Coleman, I was actually 200 even on the scales. And it's really funny. John and I were talking this morning because it's not so much a number on the scale as how the body actually looks. And to be 6 pounds lighter, I swear I look 10 pounds heavier. So it's just been a great thing.
And have you been in the light heavyweight class before? I'm assuming if you kind of worked your way up to you said the heavyweights at the Ronnie, has the light heavyweight been a class that you've been successful in?
The only time I competed in 1 show or 2 shows as a light heavyweight, and I got 4th at the Oklahoma State Championships and then 3rd at the Adela Garcia Classic. Then the following year grew into for the Ronnie Coleman. Prior to that, I'd competed as a middleweight, and I was 173, 174 pounds. So, like I said, that's the evolution of about 5 or 6 years of training and diet. So it's got me to this point.
All right. Well, I know everybody's curious to see what the evolution of working with John Meadows for a year is going to produce on stage, including myself. So best of luck to you tomorrow. For you guys not familiar, the North American schedule has changed. It's just going to be the guys on Fridays, men's bodybuilding and men's physique, and the women on Saturday. So prejudging starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. I was going to say 9, but I'm like, no, I think they bumped it up to 8 a.m. So make sure to check back to Muscular Development for all your play-by-plays, interviews, and everything else, and certainly live coverage of the men's bodybuilding. So for myself and everybody at Muscular Development, best of luck tomorrow. I'm going to let you get back to whatever it is you're doing. Looks like you still got to get sprayed out probably for a tan and eat a little bit. So, guys, we are out from MuscularDevelopment.com and Iron Mag Labs. This is David Baye with Cliff Guthrie from the 2014 North Americans.